Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. This is weekly tarot messages. If you're new here, these are essentially just quick snapshots of the potential energies, challenges, along with some guidance and advice to hopefully navigate your week in the best possible way. That's the intention. These messages, even though they come out in a weekly fashion, they are timeless. So when you land on them was when you were meant to hear them. So try not to get too caught up in the dates that they come with. There is a new moon in Cancer happening this week on the Wednesday. So those energies are very much going to come into play. If you're interested, you may want to have a look at the new moon tarot messages that I put out. It's also pick a message because they're likely going to tie into this week's messages as well. And then there's a meditation video if you're interested, just a short 5-minute meditation video to help connect into the most positive aspects of this new moon in Cancer. So give yourself a second, use your intuition and feel into messages 1 through 4. And I'll get started here with message number 1. Hello, message 1. All right. What do my beautiful message 1 choosers need to know? What kind of energy is showing up for them this week? Oop. All right. Okay, so we've got 8 of Pentacles energy, so hard work. This could be a week where you find yourself toiling away, or the message could be that it's time to put some effort and hard work into something that you're trying to build. This could have to do with finances, home life, career stability, all kinds of things where effort is needed in order to see something grow, expand, or become abundant. But this is the overall energy that you're being asked to lean into at this time. Hard work pays off. It's that kind of vibe. Let's see what else is coming out with that for you guys. Oop, message 1. All right. Oop, I am just, all right, relax. I think I've had too much coffee. Perseverance. You may feel like you are getting nowhere, but there are wonderful changes ahead. Don't give up. That ties in so well, actually, to that 8 of Pentacles energy. You might be tempted this week to maybe rest on your laurels a little bit, maybe ebb back a little too much, maybe get a little complacent. And this is saying, no, not the week to do it. It's time to buckle down, persevere, keep going. Even if it feels like you're not getting anywhere, because this hard work is absolutely going to pay off in some way. So essentially, don't give up. Don't rest on your laurels. Keep going. It's that energy, rest if you must, but don't quit. Like short little breaks to regroup and make sure that you're good. You're feeling good mentally, physically, and emotionally. That's always a good idea. Just don't give up on anything. Don't quit on anything. Your hard work will pay off. It feels like for you guys in the very near future. All right, message 1. Ooh. As soon as I start talking, I make a mess of my shuffling. So I'm just going to get quiet here for a second. All right. Okay, 6th chakra in reverse. The sun in reverse. Okay, this is coming in the position of challenge as well. Toward a value in reverse. Wow. Okay. It looks like you're definitely close to wanting to give up on something or frustrated with the lack of movement. And then we've got yin yang, 22. I'm very attracted to that number. That could be significant for some of you guys too. 22. 22 is a master number too. It's very powerful. It's connected to people who build very big and great, wonderful things. It's foundational. I just think that there's something to that here for you guys, but yin yang. All right. So message 1, there is definitely a need for a small pause here before you get going or get back going on something. A huge message here to not give up on what it is that you're working on, what you want, where you've been putting in a lot of effort and likely not seeing any payoff as a result. That frustration is starting to build, that I'm wondering if I'm even doing the right things, if I'm going in the right direction. I'm not seeing the value. I'm not getting anything back. There's no security here or financial freedom as of yet, or abundance of any sort. I really feel like this can be changed. Like you're close. It's just you're not quite there yet, and that what you are working on will pay off, but you're definitely in an energy of frustration here, feeling like the sun's not shining on you, things aren't turning in your favor, everything moving much too slow than for you and what you would like to see. But there is a bit of an imbalance here, especially with that sixth chakra coming out in the reverse. There is some sort of vision that you're disconnected from, needing to step back a little bit to expand that third eye energy, because that's the sixth chakra. Right? Being able to see, having the foresight and the vision to see further ahead, trusting that vision and keep going, even though you're not seeing any positive liftoff as of yet for whatever this thing is that you're working on or putting effort and energy into. It really does feel here, message one, that you're being asked to expand your vision, take a step back, make time for meditation, maybe open that third eye chakra. I actually just put a meditation video out for that if you're interested, but there's plenty on the internet for you to choose from. I think that this is going to be very necessary to help you move forward. And I feel like it's going to open something up, some sort of vision, image, understanding that you didn't have before that will actually be a catalyst to make this situation move forward quicker. Something that you haven't seen, connected to, haven't understood, like some sort of knowledge, wisdom coming through, higher mind really coming into play. But when we get frustrated with how slow things are moving, and how frustrated we might be getting, especially if we feel like, we're in a financial pinch of some sort because of how slow things are moving with all the hard work we're putting in, we can think that we're doing the wrong thing. And we might want to do an about face, do a 180 and give up because we can't see how it's going to all work out for us. There's something to that. There's some sort of vision that you need, or image, or understanding, clarity of sorts that you have not yet connected to, that I think is going to help you to lean in more to that energy of perseverance and keep going on this thing. I would say that the biggest message here for you guys is that you really are going in the right direction. All the hard work, all the time, the effort, the energy that you've put forth as of now is going to pay off, even if you can't see it, even if you're in that void energy of nothing seems like it's happening and you're just idling. You're not. But there is this big overarching vibe and energy to take a step back for just a moment, to reconnect to your vision, to take some time out to maybe meditate, ask spirit, universe for some wisdom and guidance to help you reconnect to passion, purpose, vision, and to see the aspects that might help move your situation forward quicker. Because I definitely think that you would be in receiving mode this week to have like an aha moment, a moment of clarity and understanding, and be like, okay, I got this. I know what to do now. And that new moon in Cancer is very likely to come into play for you guys, message one. It's very beneficial and helpful for connecting emotionally and intuitively to what we do next and how we go about things. Okay. It says, be the real you. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. So this could be a part of the equation here, message one. Maybe there's aspects of yourself that you're holding back, that you're hiding, that you're not allowing the world to see. Maybe even a vision that you do have that you've not shared with others. There's something to this kind of energy of a little bit of a lack of authenticity, and more of you is needed in the situation to see it broaden, to see it expand, to see it become prosperous and abundant. So whatever aspects of yourself that you've been holding back from sharing or showing, give yourself permission to start taking baby steps out of that comfort zone and show more of that. Show up this way. It's needed. You're unique. You have a unique divine gift and spark that everyone's going to need or will benefit from in some way if you embody that. I know it sounds so easy to do on a surface level, but it's hard, especially if we've told ourselves a story about what it means to be authentic and how we may or may not be accepted. But I feel like that's a part of the equation for you guys. On the bottom, I just felt like I needed to look at the bottom card here. It says, no, it is not yet time. This is not the divine right time to take action. Please be patient. The opportune moment is approaching, because you're still in the energy of effort, work, persevering through hardship, even when you can't see the proof of all your hard work. right? Divine timing is at play, but I do feel for you guys that in the very near future, there's going to be a big shift that's quite positive. For now, step back, connect to your intuition, your vision, your third eye chakra. I think that you're going to cyclically receive a way forward here and how to keep going through this more harder cycle, and also connect to the ways that you might be not showing up as authentically as you could be. Because I really feel like on the other side of this is a lot of positivity. I keep hearing that song, Here Comes the Sun. Like you're on your way. Keep going, keep toiling away. As unsexy and unhappy as that might sound for a lot of you. You're like, just want somebody to say that everything's going to be okay and it's my ships are about to come in. And I do think that is true, but you're still in the thick of hard work and toiling at this time. Really, really give yourself over to connecting to your authentic self, message 1. There's aspects of you that need to be brought out more fully into the light. There's only one you, right? You're a unique spark, and that is what the world needs. That's what your situation needs. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have a beautiful week, and give yourself a moment of pause to reconnect to vision and authenticity, because I really feel like this is going to be a huge catalyst to a new beginning, to where things are starting to actually move in a good direction. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. What do my beautiful message 2s need to know going into this week? What is showing up for my lovely message 2 choosers? Oh, that's a lot of cards, so we're not taking all those. That was like 6, and I'm only really looking for 1. I will say, though, that top card that I saw was the Magician, so there may be something to that for some of you. Ooh, okay. So we've got the 5 of Swords, but it's coming out in the reverse. So suggesting that if you've been in hardship, conflict, bumping heads with others, just argumentative energy, this is about to come to an end, or solutions to help bring this conflict to an end is going to appear this week. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, conflicting energy, frustration, fighting, arguments. If you've been in this kind of energy and you haven't figured out a way to move through it in a way that would benefit everybody and to bring peace or resolution, I feel like that might be on the cards for you guys this week. Either way, a settling of the mind, things coming to more peace for you guys this week. Ooh, reinvent yourself. A transformation is taking place. Enjoy a new lease of life. You know what? You know what's really interesting with this? It almost feels like some of you are going to walk away from people who bring this kind of energy into your life. Gossipy, frustrating, dramatic, argumentative. Just you recognize that there's a disconnect between you and this group of people, or whoever this is, whatever this is. It's like you're making this decision to walk away from it, say, I'm done here. No more. I choose me. I choose better for me. And I'm going to take this as an opportunity to become the best version of me, find my tribe, find my people. Either way, you're removing yourself from some sort of conflict and hard energy from others. Drama. I just keep hearing drama. And if you have not done that yet, message 2, I feel like this is a bit of a heads up that this would be a great time to do it. To make the decision to draw that line in the sand and say, I'm done with this drama, this conflict, this ridiculousness from others, and I'm moving away from it. And you're going to have so much more peace if you do, message 2. Okay, we've got financial constraints in the reverse. Rest and rejuvenate on the side of challenge. Nice. Cornucopia. I feel like I know exactly where we're going here. Cornucopia. And I'm noticing the number 11 there. So that could be significant for some of you. I will say I actually noticed the 13 too. It's in reverse, but I'm noticing the 13 as well. And then door to personal healing and happiness. And now that's coming out in the reverse. All right. I feel like a lot of you have been dealing with hard people, especially if this is connected to work or career, just not feeling like you fit in there. Like there's too much drama, too much nonsense and noise. And just really recognizing this is not the spot for me. I'm not happy here. My talents and gifts are not utilized well here, or this group of people, friends, even family for some of you, there's no resonance. It's like you've outgrown them. You've evolved away from them, and you're ready to move on. But I feel like for more of you, because this is general, it's something to do with career and finances, because maybe you feared walking away from a particular place of employment because you weren't sure that you would be able to find anything that would pay your bills that way. I feel like a lot of you are about to come upon the answer to that, to be able to see a new way forward. Maybe even some of you have just been offered a new job and you've been reluctant to take it because you were worried about finances. Maybe it's lower pay, whatever it is. This is coming out in the reverse, suggesting that you don't need to be worried about money or finances, especially if you do choose to walk away from a career, a place of employment where you're just not happy and there's too much drama and nonsense. I feel like Spirit's hiding the fact that you don't need to worry about money. That's all going to work out in your favor, especially because you've got cornucopia right underneath that. Like, not only will you be blessed in a new place, career of employment, that's going to be more in line and connected to who you are as an individual, where there's more happiness, more joy, people who make sense to you, who understand you, who are not bringing all that kind of drama and nonsense to the table. It's also going to pay off financially for you. Like there is safety and security and stability that wants to show up for you. It's a cornucopia of really good and beautiful things, and trusting that even if you get offered something, I want to say for some of you that is a little less money than what you maybe were currently making, it feels like that may just be how it starts out, but eventually it becomes more abundant and more prosperous, especially with this cornucopia card here and this financial constraints in the reverse. Like this is not a concern that you need to be giving too much time or attention to. Like it's going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. Now, there is something very important here on this side. It's sort of like there's an offering for you this week to rest and rejuvenate, to get yourself sorted and centered, to work through any emotional issues that you may have with having to walk away from something, start over. That's hard energy. It's requires a lot of trust in ourselves and bravery and courage to start over, begin anew, and take a risk in that way. I do feel like you'd be absolutely in a great position to do that message too. But there's a challenge for you to allow yourself this time and space to rest, to rejuvenate, to heal from whatever this conflict and trauma and drama has been. Because with this in the reverse, I feel like it's sort of like Spirit saying the potential for you to walk through that door to personal healing and happiness is on the table for you this week. It's on the cards. It starts with you sorting through your emotions, releasing what's been, walking away from the drama, the conflict, trusting that the direction that you're being led is right for you, better for you, healthy for you. But it almost feels like this is up in the air. Your free will very much coming into play here, whether you allow this to start happening and unfolding for you and trust that you're going to be just fine. Because I really feel like with this cornucopia and financial card up here in reverse that you are going to be just fine. But it feels like there's a lot of emotional dissonance within you, distrust. I'm concerned. I don't know if I really can do this reinvention of self, if it's going to work out for me, getting in what if energy and fear of the unknown. Be very mindful of that. Okay, message 2, because I feel like this is very positive, opportunistic energy showing up for you. This disconnect ultimately leads you to something far better, better community, better people, and eventually better finances. If you can just trust where you're being led and give yourself time to heal through what's been. I feel like some of you have just been very negatively affected by others, especially in a career setting. And it is time to disconnect from all of that. You might be quite empathic too, for my message 2 choosers, because maybe you're absorbing some of that negativity and it's just drained you so much. You need to release from that. Release release the feelings that you might have absorbed from others, all that negativity. Like you don't want to hold that in your energetic body. And I feel like some of you might be. But this feels very positive. in the long run for you guys by making the decision to walk away from all this drama and conflict. Wow. Okay. Trust the guidance you're receiving. Archangel Uriel has blessed you with a brilliant epiphany. I am also present to clear away your worries so you can trust your divine guidance. I love that. That goes so well with this message. Yes. And it really is up to you. You have the free will to turn this around and walk through the door to personal healing and happiness. It does require making a shift and a big change. Change is always scary. But whatever you've been feeling, whatever niggles you've received, whatever intuition has been like bugging at you and trying to get your attention, it's accurate. Lean into it. Trust it. You really are being divinely guided to a better place of work, to a better community, towards energies, people, and situations that ultimately pay off in all kinds of ways in the long run, where you're feeling more happy and whole and relaxed. Because I feel like there's a lot of stressful, anxious energy here with where you've been. Trust the guidance you're receiving. You're definitely being guided and directed to something far better. But of course, you have the free will to decide whether you say yes or no to this. Trust yourself message too. I feel like you're being led to really good things. I'm going to leave that there, and I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. What do my beautiful... Ooh, I thought that card was going to fly up. Maybe we should look at it. Okay, it's 9 of Swords in reverse. I'm going to put that here, but I'm going to keep shuffling because I just felt like I needed to pull that. What do my beautiful message 3s need to know? I will say right out of the gate, though, 9 of Swords in reverse is a good card to see in reverse. It kind of suggests coming out of mental frustration, pain, and anguish. Like things starting, the tide turning in your favor in that kind of regard. Okay, we have another card that flew out here. So, 6 of Pentacles. All right. You know something? With this 9 of Swords that felt like it wanted to be pulled away, that it jumped up, coming out of mental anguish, anxiety, overthinking, worry, fear, lack mentality too, right? Just really being in our heads. Next to the 6 of Pentacles, which is all about like giving and receiving and generosity, I almost feel like some of you are about to be on the receiving end of some sort of gift, help, abundance, new beginning, where somebody is bringing an opportunity, an offer, where maybe you've been trying to do things all on your own and maybe feeling like you're not getting where you'd like to get to, or you're getting nowhere for some of you. I think being open to help and offerings of help is going to be a really good idea for you guys this week. Like, try not to let pride get in the way if you're somebody who's used to doing everything yourself. I do feel like there's going to be some sort of offering that's going to help pull you out of this heavier mental energy, this worry and anxiety. And it feels like it is your turn and time to receive message 3. I feel like you're somebody who generally feels more comfortable giving than receiving, but I think that there's some sort of opportunity that might show up for some of you to be in the receiving mode this week. And I'm definitely feeling like some of you should take it. This could also be too that you're coming out of mental frustration, confusion, and fogginess, where you come up with an idea that you could give back to others in some way, and you start to feel more balanced and whole as a result of that epiphany, essentially. Look, opportunities. Okay, yep. A stranger is about to change your life. Exciting times and plenty of action. Plus a special family reunion looks likely. Okay, really is leaning into that energy of coming out of this worry, fear, anxiety, allowing yourself to receive. I don't know why I keep feeling like don't let pride get in your way. I do think some of you are just not comfortable being on the receiving end of help, gifts, etc. But this is your time to receive. Everything must be tied. If we give a lot, we need to make space to receive. And it's vice versa for those of us who might receive a lot, and we need to give back at some point. But I feel like this is your turn. This is your time to be on the receiving end of something. And the opportunities for that are going to be showing up for you guys this week. So just be open to it. Again, don't let pride get in your way. you have, I feel like I want to say you've earned the right to be helped. You're worthy and deserving of this help. A stranger is about to change your life. Exciting times and plenty of action, plus a special family reunion looks likely. Yeah. Six of Pentacles can speak to family actually in a lot of ways. Especially when it's like with the Pentacles there, sometimes it's going to have to do with offers of money, inheritance, and things like that. Now, this is general, so that might not make sense for all of you, but for some of you, that could be something that's showing up for you this week. Either way, say yes to help this week. Allow yourself to receive. Okay, adjacent possibilities in the reverse. Yep, anxiety. Well, we see that here with the Nine of Swords, right? But we want to pull you up out of this. It is coming out in the challenge position, suggesting that you are still very much in this energy, but the opportunity to reverse this energy, which is showing up in reverse here, is coming for you this week. Storm warning. Okay. I feel like this is personal, an emotional, internal struggle within you that you're going to have to grapple with and deal with. Strategy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Message 3. I feel like you're going to have a lot of internal struggle, especially with wanting to just like with somebody wanting to help you in some way. Emotionally, it's going to make you feel uncomfortable, perhaps, or concerned about what it's all going to mean in the long run. Again, this energy of not being used to being helped, not always feeling like very comfortable with being the one that receives rather than does or gives. Be mindful of this energy. Don't let yourself get carried away or swept up in your emotions. You have the opportunity to turn anxiety, worry, fear, especially around finances, this week is going to bring opportunities to do just that. But it does require you looking at things differently, looking at other possibilities, not having tunnel vision, being open to helpers, people who want to bring you abundance in some way or opportunity to make big changes. But with this in reverse, it's suggesting you haven't looked at the other possibilities. And I do think for some of you, the possibility of maybe somebody can help me to get there, and then things open and expand for you, and you don't need the help anymore. You're now able to help yourself as a result. None of us are getting through life without helpers along the way. And I really think that's a big, powerful message here for you guys. But I do want to say, this is about looking again, sorting through your emotions, especially if you fear allowing somebody to help you, maybe give you a loan, give you an opportunity that feels maybe too good to be true for some of you. It's time to strategize, as this says. Create a strategy around how you may accept this help, move out of this mental and emotional anguish, the worries and the fears, and start strategizing and making plans for your future. Because all the opportunities to do just that are going to be showing up for you this week. And I really do feel like it's going to be by way of somebody or somebody's, people or situations, and they say, hey, I can help you with that. I can give you that loan. I can give you this opportunity. But it's going to stir up some emotions within you, I think, as a result. And maybe even for some, because we do have that new moon in Cancer showing up, which is emotional energy. Maybe for some of you, it's even going to stir up some stuff at home. I feel like to be forewarned is to be forearmed. So be mindful of that. If you notice yourself getting into emotional overwhelm with having to decide whether you should take these opportunities and say yes to this help, remind yourself of how worthy and deserving you are of this, because I definitely think some of you are more comfortable with giving, and that you've been that. Just affirming too, right? None of us are getting through life alone or without helpers along the way. I feel like that's a big thing here for you guys. I know I'm banging on about it. Either way, you're getting a heads up that this could stir up some emotions within you, some deeply rooted emotions within you, maybe even some emotions on the home front that you're going to have to grapple with. Try your best to stay grounded through this situation, to help you make good and positive decisions for you, so that, again, pride and worry and fear and anxiety don't get in the way, because you're definitely in that energy right now. But this is a big shift week for you. And then, I will say too, message two, there's a strong message here that once you've noticed these opportunities and leaned into them and say yes to them, you will start to see more possibilities. And then there's essentially with strategy, it's like make a blueprint around that. Sort of like, don't take it at face value. Say, okay, how am I going to handle this moving forward? What's the strategy? What's the blueprint? Prioritize self-care. Yeah, you've been going through it mentally up here. I think there's a lot of weird worry and fear around money, security, finances, maybe things on the home front. But this is saying this is totally affirming what I've been saying. You're more comfortable giving than receiving. You do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. Six of Pentacles. It's all about being helped through this anxiety, allowing these opportunities, saying yes, know that you're worthy and deserving of them. It's time to receive. Just a big, strong confirmation. You do so much for others, message three. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. Absolutely. And once you do, I feel like it opens and expands your life in really positive ways where there's more security financially, but also otherwise. I'm not entirely sure what that otherwise is, but just financial security and stability being restored as a result of this for a lot of you. Emotionally too, feeling more balanced again. Prioritize self-care. Let yourself receive. It is time for you to let these other people help you. Again, broken record here. Do not let pride get in your way. I get it. I'm more comfortable giving to than I am receiving, but everything has to work in a balanced way. It has to be tithed. Okay, message three. I am going to leave that there. I hope all of you have a fantastic week and give yourself over to allowing yourself to be in receiving mode. You deserve it. Take care, guys. Hello, message four. What did my beautiful message fours need to know going into this week? What's showing up for my message fours? Nice. Ace of Wands. Passion. Some sort of passion being ignited. New beginnings. Creative ideas. Inspiration coming through in a very big way this week. So being open to that, going to be a really good idea for you. Because Ace of Wands is the beginning of that. Like initially receiving some sort of inspiration and creative idea, spark. Even passion ignited within a connection. That could be the thing that it kicks off for you this week. It's on the cards. It's on the table for you guys. It's being offered up in some kind of way. My moon light is dying out. I should have charged it up. Jeez. Oh, well. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a lot of cards, so we're not going to do all those. That one slipped over. All right. Change. A change of residence, partner, career, or job is on the cards. You're restless and in need of a change, and that is exactly what is coming your way. So this spark of creativity, inspiration, passion could be connected to a myriad of different things. And this is a general reading, so you will know which one it is for you, whether it's partner, career, a change of residence, but opportunities abound for you this week in this regard, right? So trusting anything that comes your way, any divine spark of inspiration, creative thought or idea, a pull to go apply for this job or talk to that man or that woman. There's a reason you're feeling it. So say yes to this energy if it's showing up for you. I'm always saying lean in, so lean in. Positive change on the horizon that's passionate and inspired and exciting. Okay, got two cards there. All right, so these are our first two. So we're going to go with these. Nice. Sixth chakra in the upright position. Vision, being a visionary. And I do think that this is just sort of highlighting that you are going to receive a lot of clarity and vision and foresight, insight essentially into whatever this inspiration, this passion is, that it's like trusting that you are receiving accurately, and should be following this vision, these images that you get. I almost feel like some of you are going to have like some clairvoyant moments where you actually see it in your mind's eye. I know what to do. Like all kinds of bells and alarms going off, and that light bulb moment. Being like, oh my gosh, I know what to do. I'm inspired and I'm going to take action on it. Okay. Now we've got the sun upright. This is in the challenge position. So it makes me feel that some of you have been feeling likely very dispassionate, disconnected, not creative, not inspired, just kind of blah, in the doldrums, kind of going about your day-to-day in a mundane way that just feels sort of like Groundhog Day, like dope, same old. And you haven't been able to see or feel a spark of inspiration or passion around anything, whether it's in connection, ideas, creative solutions, or career. It's just like, it's been so much the same, that Groundhog Day energy. Being challenged to see these opportunities might be a little bit of a thing to be mindful of. Message 4, don't let these moments of clarity and creativity and inspiration and divine nudges to move towards someone or something pass you by, because I do think there's a potential for that, especially if we've been stuck in like lower vibe energy. And it does feel like that here for you guys. Yeah, Angel of Balance in reverse. Been feeling really imbalanced. I keep coming back to a feeling of being disconnected from inspiration and passion and excitement and joy and pleasure and things that are not just the day-to-day grind, the day-to-day norm, like too routine almost, right? Just feeling more in that energy than joy and excitement for new things. There's an imbalance here. Allowing yourself to follow any threads of creativity and inspiration and ideas is going to be a really good idea for you. It's a starting point. Because I do feel like I just keep coming back to a disconnect. There's a disconnect from your spiritual self, right? And when we're not connected to that soul self that we are, our spiritual side, everything can feel very dark and gray and gloomy and boring. And that's the energy I get from here. It's time to bring this back into balance. And it is reversed. So it's kind of making me feel like you're going to do just that. Like you're going to be able to find this balance. And it shows up. The beginning of this starts this week for you. Yeah, rest and rejuvenation. But I feel like that rest and rejuvenation is more about connection for you. Connection to your higher self, to your soul, to the higher mind, to bringing fragmented spiritual energy back into oneness and wholeness again. Like this is your ticket. This is how you receive that spark of inspiration, this new beginning, this new direction, this change, shake up that starts to show up for you. It starts by reconnecting to that soul self you are. I think that you're very spiritually inclined, message 4, but not having felt that connected to it, to that aspect of yourself. And it's so important because it's like the driver of the bus. Our soul essentially should be the one driving the bus, driving our decisions, driving our passions. We should be leading with that always. And I think that maybe some of you have been very stuck in the doldrums and day-to-day mundane aspects of life. But there's so much opportunity showing up for you this week to shake this up. You're going to receive insights and visions and divine downloads and wisdom that's going to be very impassioned, creative, inspiring. But then the next step is to follow those energies that you feel, not sit on them. I don't know why I feel like I need to say that, but I feel like I need to say that for some of you. It's funny because it hasn't shown up here, but I almost feel like for some of you, maybe it's just a small percentage of you, but you're going to make a connection this week. Whether it's romantic or not will probably be different for all of you, but there's a possibility of making a connection. I almost feel like some of you might get the strong urge to talk to somebody, to connect in some way or start a conversation. And I think that you should. This is general, so that's not going to be for all of you. I feel like that's a message for somebody or somebody's that you should. If you have an inkling to talk to somebody or approach somebody, you should. But for others, this is just the week that could start to shake up that old stagnant energy and bring about inspiration and change. That's going to lead to new careers, new creative ideas, a new place to move to, a new partner, as it says in that change card. Nice. Welcome abundance into your life. Prosperity is on its way to you. Have faith that source will heal your financial challenges. Okay. So for some of you, you've been in fear and worry around finances rather. And this creative idea, this inspiration, I know what to do to make my financial life more stable and sound. And this could definitely be the reason why some of you have felt so disconnected, because you're stuck in worry and fear about how to feel safe and secure in that respect. But answers are forthcoming this week for you, especially around prosperity. But I want to say that for some of you, metaphorically speaking, I think it's just the idea of feeling spiritually prosperous and connected, and like you're leading from soul, and that you are feeling passionate again and inspired and excited about life. I feel like that's the prosperity for some of you. But for others, yes, this is definitely quite literally the opportunities to up level finances this week could be showing up for some of you. Opportunities going to be all around you. Needing to take a time out to get into balance and connect to vision to see and receive this inspiration. Very, very important. But you have the opportunity to start to shift this energy. As it says, right? You are restless and in need of a change. And that's exactly what's coming up. A big shakeup for you guys this week. And it usually starts off small and subtle. So don't expect something huge and in your face. It's not usually like that. It's more subtle. But if it feels right, pull that thread and keep following it. Prosperity is on its way to. Have faith that source will heal your financial challenges. Yes. All right. Okay. I am going to leave that there. I really don't think there's anything else I need to touch on here. I do hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week, and really take a little bit of time out to connect to your vision, because clarity feels like it's coming in hot for you guys this week. And it's going to be a catalyst for something beautiful, for ideas and inspirations to get out of a funk and create beautiful change. All right, guys, take care.